Wel een soort visie geeft van wat hij hiermee.
I don't care, to be honest. I have very good friends.
Fans slam Boris Becker over comments about Emma Raducanu. I just hate that. Boris Becker criticized for what he said about Emma Raducanu recently. I just hate that. Emma Raducanu reached just her second tour-level final last week, beating 4 opponents before losing to Sorana Cirstea whilst within touching distance of the title.
Draw here as a wild card.
We can win de televisiering. And that's the biggest. Het kan ook zijn dat het eerst heel gesprek met je begint. Maar onmiddellijk zei hij, hier is mevrouw.
Yeah, everybody saw a little bit, a little discussion.
It marked a hugely impressive week, particularly given this was the first tournament that the British #1 had played since parting ways with coach Francisco Roig. And yet, despite what should be viewed as a great triumph, Emma Raducanu has been strangely slammed by an all-time tennis great on X. Fortunately, the pundits from the tennis podcast have jumped to her defense, left baffled after seeing Boris Becker criticize Raducanu.
That is unique, and I think that's the secret of success. Because
No problem at all, eh?
listen, on that note, whether it's popular, it's not popular. This is a
Boris Becker slammed for Emma Raducanu comment. It was Catherine Whitaker who first led the charge, claiming it was just the perfect example of how Emma Raducanu brings out the petty and pathetic in so many people. Like, why are you out here having a mean-spirited opinion about Emma Raducanu and putting it out into the universe? Like, I don't know what it is about her that brings that out in people, but it is a fact that she does, whether it's Boris Becker or Man in Pub or Taxi-Giver or, whoever it is.
I don't think she's going to invite me for dinner.
Joined the show as well, but that's for 14 or 15 years.
Kom ik terecht en zei Michel, het is geen één vandaag.
Entering the main draw here as a wild card.
This led Matt Roberts to echo that sentiment, adding, "It's been like that, unfortunately, for a very long time. And yeah, I just hate that, just punching down. And I think it is a classic example where she can't really win in the eyes of many people, right? Like, if he doesn't reach the final, or they're saying, oh, well, if she hasn't reached the final, and if she does, it's this level of tournament and these category of players. And, it is rough to see that, actually.
It's real. I've been a many. And that is unique, and I think that's the secret of success. Because.
And I think there are sort of valid potential questions you could have over Emma Raducanu's career over the past few years. I think you can question her decision-making with coaches. It's obviously worked for her at the start of her career, and she's won the Grand Slam title that everyone is craving, and people seem to forget that. People seem to treat that as some kind of fluke or anomaly, or it doesn't really count, that she has done the thing that everyone is trying to do.
Still like the show, hè?
Let me ask you.
Maar die gebruik ik dan hier vooral, hè? Ja, maar in andere situaties.
Zachary in der zweiten Runde, der war
The little one is only today.
But I think you can have legitimate questions about the way she has sort of hired and fired coaches since then, because, that strategy has sort of stopped being quite so beneficial for her. But other than that, I don't really get the huge level of criticism that Emma Raducanu gets, and it does feel hugely outsized and not in proportion with the career that she's trying to develop for herself, having had a start that was so extraordinary that no one has ever had to tread that path before, and, she's doing her best.
Ik denk dat die vrouw ook woedend is, hè?
It's a camera. You
Ja,
got
give him the
Camera's
camera.
coming, camera's
Welke
coming.
camera?
unique.
This marks just the latest example of how Raducanu continues to be a lightning rod for criticism through no fault of her own. After all, why should she be lambasted for achieving the feat that every player in the world is striving for as an unknown teenager? The standard she set back in 2021 was impossible to follow, and those who have watched her career with close interest will see that she is trying her best.
Nou die doorslaan, jongens.
Maar in heel wat nou, dat zegt dus
is wel een soort
visie geeft van wat hij...
I don't care, to be honest.
Criticism over her coaching choices and health issues can be valid at times, but it feels like Becker didn't need to punch down during a week where Raducanu should be celebrated for reaching her first final since her US Open title. As Robert said, she's doing her best. The 22-year-old is creeping ever closer to a return to the top 20 and finally put together a string of wins to give herself the opportunity to win a tournament. That's all we can say. More or less understandable. Hopefully you support our channel by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing so that we are enthusiastic in creating information content about your favorite artists. We thank you for your support.
In de camera.
25.
Ik denk dat die vrouw ook woedend is.